Hey guys, it's Obes, back again with another video, and this week I'm going to take you through my new custom tactics. These have helped me hit elite in the past couple of weeks, and more importantly than anything, I found them really fun to use, so hopefully they can help your play and your enjoyment of the game. Just before we jump into that, can I just say a massive thank you for all the support on the channel recently. We have absolutely flown up in terms of subs. We're almost at 150, so we're well on the road to 200. So yeah, can I just ask, if you do enjoy the content, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff, because it helps me massively. Okay, so jumping into the tactics, as you can see, the formation I'm using is 3-4-2-1. So we'll get on to the importance of that in a bit, but for starters, the defensive style we use is balanced. I've tried absolutely every single defensive style, and I've just found balanced the best. It is, as it suggests, the most balanced, and yeah, works the best. We're looking at 7 width and 8 depth on this team. The width is super important for the way this team's set up, as we will see. It is an extremely wide set team with a lot of wide players, so the width's important. And the depth as well. I mean, I know 8 depth can seem a bit scary to a lot of people. I've always played high depth because I don't like drop back. But trust me, this high pressure, quite high up the pitch, really does work with this formation and these tactics, so give it a shot. In terms of offensive style, we have long ball. I've tried using fast build-up, and I do really enjoy using fast build-up, but for the payoff for how much energy you use, it's probably not quite worth it. Long ball does a very similar sort of thing in terms of making the strikers run in behind without costing you the energy that fast build-up does. We then have 7 width again. As I said, this team plays quite wide, and 7 players in the box. I do like to get in attacking crosses. As I said, this is a very wide formation, and 3 players on corners and 3 on free kicks. I think that's pretty standard. And now let's move across the formation and talk about that. As I said, 3-4-2-1. It's really not a common formation, but I've absolutely fallen in love with it. I've had so much fun playing this weekend with it, especially because people just don't know how to deal with it. So in terms of advice for the types of players you should use across this formation, if we start with my centre-backs, my 2 outer centre-backs, I've gone for Alaba and Kleiber. And that's because in this formation, it's great to have 2 smaller centre-backs or full-backs in the 3. To be able to play out from the back, you need players that have good passing, and then ideally a nice big strong centre-back like Van Dijk in the middle to win the headers. For the midfield too, I've gone for Sanchez and Bruno Fernandes. That's because you're going to want 2 really good box-to-box midfielders that can both attack and defend. Sanchez a little bit more defensive, Fernandes a bit more attacking. So for the left mid and the right mid, I know as I just said left mid and right mid, but they are almost your fullbacks because they will be getting back a lot. So you want to use either really athletic fullbacks that are good at going forward, like I've gone for Alphonso Davies, or you want players that have got good defensive stats and great stam, like Gini Wijnaldum, so he can get up and down. Those are arguably the 2 most important players in the entire team for making this system work, so it's important you choose wisely. For the front 3, I'd advise choosing inverted wingers like Rashford and Robben, who would cut in onto their best foot. The striker is personal preference. Jumping into the all-important player instructions now. Starting with the keeper, we're on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper, which will make him nice and quick off his line to receive the ball. I use that on every custom tactic I do, so make sure you've always got that on. The centre-backs are all pretty standard, all on their default settings. Stay back while attacking and normal interceptions, just to keep them nice and cautious and not run forward too much. Moving on to the midfield too, I have my Renato on stay back while attacking, balance crossing, normal interceptions, stick to position and cover centre. Obviously on my previous video I talked about how brilliant drop between defenders was, but that isn't an option on this formation. So definitely have your 1 centre mid on stay back while attacking, as that's the next best thing. And the other one I have unbalanced, because you know you want one to be slightly more attacking and one to be slightly more defending. With the 3 at the back, it is nice to have the extra cover from the midfield. The left mid and right mid, or as I said, more like the left wing back and right wing back, are on comeback on defence for that very reason. Balanced width, but you could put stay wide, I think that's personal preference really. Balanced support, stay on edge of box for cross, and conservative interceptions. These boys are going to be up and down all day, so I don't want them aggressively intercepting because they'll get even more tired. And yeah, come back on defence to make sure they provide that width in the cover in defence. And last but not least, onto the front 3. This works exactly the same as in my previous how to attack video, which I'll link above. The same as the 4-3-2-1, in that all 3 are on stay central, get in behind and normal interceptions and basic defensive support. The 2 wide players being on stay central and getting behind makes them make fantastic runs into space onto their strong foot to get shots on goal. 99% of my goals end up coming from this, from Robben and Rashford making runs beyond Ronaldo, coming in with their good foot. So let's jump into some gameplay and show it all off. Now, there's an awful lot to cover when talking about how this formation plays in game. There's a lot of things that surprised me, and a lot of things that worked even better than I expected. But all in all, the thing I really want to make clear to everyone watching this is it's just so much more fun to use than the other formations that I've used previously. FIFA was getting so stale to me, and using this formation has just opened it up and made it so much more of a fun experience. There's so many options on the ball. The players get up and down. You feel like your players are really working hard for the team. And yeah, like I said, there's so many different types of chances that are created by using this team, as opposed to the very one-dimensional play of like a 4-2-3-1, for example. So I had so much fun using it. As I alluded to previously, the left mid and the right mid, or the fullbacks, however you want to call them, are the most important part of this team. You'll see in a lot of these clips in the background, Alphonso Davies, Gini Wijnaldum either scoring or being a huge part in the build-up. What's great is when the left forward and right forward make a run, they drag the fullback with them and leave so much space to play it out wide to those two players that I just named. To the point where there's literally scenarios where I've got sort of 6 players lined up on the edge of this guy's box and just passing it back and forth across the box, and there's nothing they can do because they are so overwhelmed. Even when they win the ball back, it's just they've got 6 players on them. It's so difficult for them to clear. And even if they do, you've still got those 3 centre-backs to cover, as well as at least one, if not both, of the midfielders tracking back. So I really wouldn't worry about this being far too attacking, because that was my initial worry. But after using it for a while, I realised there's absolutely plenty of defensive cover. As I said, between the centre-backs, the midfielders dropping back in, and more often than not, there's 1 or 2 of the full-backs are back anyway, covering the winger. As I said when running through the formation, I think it's probably important that you get the right personnel in to make this work. You need athletic fullbacks, and you need ones that are good on the ball as well. And you definitely need 2 box-to-box midfielders, those 2 centre mids. If you use 2 cams in there, you're probably going to get a little bit overrun in midfield. So it's important to get your likes of Renato Sanchez in there, who can get up and down, win the ball, and still be able to play well with their feet. But honestly, using this formation, I was still hitting the same sort of levels that I did using my meta formation that I've made previous videos about in the 4-3-2-1. But I just had so much more fun doing it. Honestly, this will make you a better player, because especially against weaker players, you will absolutely 100% overwhelm them. I had so many quits in my first 10 games, way more than usual. But at the same time, you can have so much more fun playing. I certainly did. So I would definitely advise all you guys out there to give it a try, see what you think. And yeah, let me know. If you have tried this out and it works, definitely drop a comment on this video. I'll be sure to reply to all my comments. And it's always great to see that my tactics work for people. When I get the good feedback saying, oh my god, I've hit gold instead of silver this week, then, you know, that's exactly what I do. And again, any questions about any of the tactics I use, any of the player instructions I use, drop them below and I'll fill you guys in. But yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. We're so close to 150 and well on that road to 200. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.